So I have decided to do an odd little video today on the preparation of something akin to a what do they call them? Egg McMuffin sort of an arrangement. I picked up this odd little contraption at Walmart. Cost me, I forget, a few dollars, several dollars, but not too bad, fairly inexpensive. And so I'm going to show you what I'm doing with this to do my own home-style egg McMuffin, except not exactly with a muffin, but you'll see what I'm talking about. So I start by taking a bottle of olive oil and pouring just a little bit of olive oil into here. That might be a little overkill, but it doesn't matter. It's all good. The important thing is to coat the whole thing well with olive oil. I'm sure you could use some other sort of cooking oil just as well. However, to my way of thinking, olive oil is a whole lot healthier for a person than standard cooking oils. My opinion. Okay. Alright, step number 2. The egg. Here we have one relatively standard egg, except for, as you can see, I went for brown eggs. You can use whatever you've got, white eggs, brown eggs, little blue eggs, whatever kind of eggs you're into. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I'm going to commit the gross assumption that you already know how to break an egg. It's tricky to hold the camera and do the filming here with my iPhone camera while doing the egg break thing. I guess there are people who are adept at doing it with one hand. That's fine. I'm not amongst that crowd. But anyway, so all you're going to do, of course, is just commit egg aside and mix it all up really well. And of course, I just do this manually, and it's a little tedious to do this with one hand once again, so I'm not going to take you through the whole darn thing. I think you get the general idea. So I'll be back in a moment with the egg properly mixed up. I will also sprinkle a little salt in there to taste, and maybe a little pepper. Mix it all up, and we'll be right back with that process finished. Okay, here we go. Finished product, egg all mixed up. I think I may have gotten perhaps a little overboard on the pepper, so the color of it maybe looks a little off because of the amount of pepper in it, but it's not enough to ruin it for edibleness, for my taste anyway. So here we go. Once again, just make sure it's all well stirred up. And of course, I'm now going to take my little microwave dish thing, make sure once again that it's well coated with the olive oil, and by golly, let's see, put it on a more level surface. Not that level, but it'll have to do. And here we go. We just pour all of the egg mix in there. Close the top. Not that it makes a difference probably, but then we will take it over to the microwave oven, naturally. Put it carefully into the microwave. Careful is always good. And we're going to give it, let me see, I'm going to say about 45 seconds. We'll try that. If it needs more, we'll give it more. Likelihood is the 45 will be sufficient. Coming down the home stretch. Remove it from the microwave. It's got the nice little handle goodie, which helps. And we're going to proceed on with the process. And as you can see, it's pretty well cooked. I think it'll do. And let's see. For the moment, we also, just for grins, we're going to empty it out. Okay, didn't stick. Here we go. We got our little egg patty. Now we'll move on to the next step. All right, next step in the process, we're going to fix a sausage patty to go with the egg. And I went over to Costco and bought a large package of Tyson pre-cooked sausage patties. You can see them there. These ones were reduced fat. Frankly, I didn't see an alternative. I would have loved it if they had all the fat or more. But all they had was reduced fat, and I needed some, so I had to bite the bullet and accept the reduced fat. So here we go, next step. Okay, for the next step, I also have this other little dish tray thing that I also purchased in Walmart for a few bucks, which is used for things like bacon and hamburger sausage patties. There's the frozen patty. As I say, they're fully pre-cooked, and all they really need is to be heated up to a comfortable eating temperature. So we take this little goodie, put it on here, and once again the microwave trick. Microwave oven. In the oven you go. We're going to give it 45 seconds on each side. Your mileage may vary depending on the microwave oven that you have, but on mine, 45 seconds per side seems to work just fine. Okay, rather than a standard muffin, I ended up picking up, once again at Costco, this interesting product, or wheat sandwich thins in a 24 pack. Anyway, in just a moment here I'll show you what those are like. Okay, so here we have one of the sandwich thin things. As you can see, it's kind of like pre-cut the way an English muffin would be, but you still have to separate it out, separating it into its two halves. Using a butter knife will do, or if you prefer something a little sharper, you do so at your own risk. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and separate it with the butter knife. Unfortunately, that's not an operation I can perform with a single hand, so I'll be back in a moment with it all prepared. And they come apart quite nicely. They're quite thin actually, but really very adequate for the purpose. Pack of 24, they were at a reasonable price. I don't remember now what it was because it's been a month or so ago that I bought them, and my memory is not that long. So anyway, we shall proceed. Okay, and I've put a little butter on these as a matter of personal preference because I kind of like butter, and I had some that needed to be used up. So there we have the two halves buttered. And the next thing we will do is take the sausage patty and pick one of the sides to be the bottom. Doesn't matter, they're almost identical. And we'll proceed from there. Give me a moment to get the cheese. And having natural tendencies toward laziness, I of course bought some grated cheese from the local Winco store. Normally they have just plain ordinary cheddar. I would have gotten that, but they were out late at night when I went, so I picked up this. It's a blend of white and yellow cheese, and doesn't matter, your favorite cheese, grated or you grate it yourself, whatever you like, and we'll proceed from here. Well, and me being kind of a naturally talented klutz, I knew that some of the cheese was going to spill over, so I've put the thing on a plate and put a bunch of the grated cheese on it, as you can see. And I have my egg patty, which, well, how you handle that, it really doesn't matter, but I'm going to lay it on top of the cheese and the sausage patty. I had in mind an additional touch to do on this. Give me a moment. Well, I like tomato and salsa and all that good stuff, so I was interested and intrigued with the idea of trying out a little salsa on there as well. So I'm going to backtrack a bit and try to do something with that. So give me a moment and I'll show you how it turns out. Okay, so as you can observe here, I have put a generous portion of salsa onto one half of the sandwich thin thing, and now I've got to try to see if I can get this all back together without making a major mess. Wish me luck, I'll need it. Okay, major miracle, there it is all back together. Now I'm going to haul it over to the microwave and I'm going to give it, I don't know, maybe 40 seconds or so. So hopefully the cheese melts and it gets warm enough to enjoy eating. So here we go. I'm going to come back after it's been microwaved. And lest you doubt that I actually did put it in the microwave, there it is. 40 seconds, we'll see how that does. Start, and there it goes. Be back shortly with the result. Coming down the home stretch. Okay. Looks like the cheese did all right. So I'm now going to take it over to the table, and the grand experiment will be to see whether in fact it's a major mess to eat with that salsa I put in it, or whether I fare fairly well with it. A little bit of milk to go along with it, and good deal. I'll be back with a report on how I like the results. Well, doggone it, I almost forgot to do my report on the project, but after having consumed my experiment, I am pleased to report that it was actually pretty good. One minor item that I need to improve on, the bottom part of the bun sort of got slightly on the soggy side with that salsa I tried out. But I think I can solve that problem for future tries by perhaps putting the cheese on the bottom. Maybe the cheese would protect the bun from getting soggy with the salsa. Or I could put the egg or the sausage on top of the cheese afterwards and then put the salsa on that. I think in one fashion or another I can isolate the salsa from the bun such that I don't have any issues with it tending towards getting soggy. But it was actually pretty good. I think I will continue to do the salsa thing with it, and the whole thing turns out pretty good. Doesn't take too long to make, and the cleanup is not too severe. So hey, try it for yourself, see what you think. Handy to be able to do it at home. Of course, you can buy the ones already prepackaged, the McMuffin sort of thing that you can just pop in the microwave and do it that way. I kind of like to know what kind of ingredients I'm putting in it. Admittedly, certain items are already pre-done, and so I don't know exactly what they've done with that, but I like it a little better that way. So hey, have a great day, and if you try it, hopefully it'll turn out to be something that you like. Take care.